Today, I'm doing the opposite of a haul video. We're going to do an anti-haul video where I'm purging some of the movies out of my collection. So let's get chucking.
Welcome back, sir. All systems for gaming will be prepared in a few minutes. For now, feel free to grab a cup of coffee and have a good day.
Hey everyone, Mike here. Welcome back to the Marvel Man Cave. And today I decided to do a little bit something different. I was inspired by a video over at Frank's Media and Reviews, and I'll link to his video and his channel down below. But he did what he called an anti-haul video, and it was the first time I'd ever seen someone do one of those videos, but it really kind of, I would say, inspired me because I have had a stack of movies in one of my other rooms that I've just been trying to figure out what I want to do with. I've been debating on whether or not I was going to put some of them on eBay, but honestly, some of them I got for $2, $2.50 at the flea market, so it's probably not worth going the eBay route. I've given some away to friends and family members who needed the movies, but every time I check, they're like, no, I don't need any of those. I got to the point where I have a $10 off coupon at a local store called Disc Replay. They sell Blu-rays, 4Ks, but they also buy movies and Funkos and all that stuff. So I have a $10 off coupon from there, and I'm off from work today. So I thought, you know what? That's what I'll do. I'll take all these and I will get them out of my house to make extra space for, let's be honest, probably other stuff I'll put in that spot. But at least I can get rid of these, probably get some money. And to be perfectly honest, I'm also going because I have a list of movies that I'm hoping to find. And the last time I was there, they had a copy of the Newsroom on Blu-ray that I wanted, but I didn't want it more than some of the other movies I was getting that time. So that was a few weeks ago. So fingers crossed that's still going to be there. So hoping to get a little bit of store credit that I can use to get some new movies that I want in my collection. So I'm going to start with the first movie that I'm going to get rid of, and it's the Ant-Man and the Wasp 4K Steelbook. This, if you watch my other MCU video, you'll see that I have all of the MCU movies in Steelbook in 4K, with the exception of Incredible Hulk. And I already have them all in either Mondo form up until Mondo stopped making them, or just the newer versions. So a lot of these I had bought early on, and then I upgraded these to the Mondo version. So there's really no need for me to keep them in my collection. They've literally just been sitting on a shelf, and I stare at them and I'm like, what am I going to do with them? And again, I thought the eBay route, but this is another way I thought I would go. But the other one is Iron Man 3, Captain Marvel, which I really do like this case. I debated on this one because I love this logo on the back. I would really kind of like to keep it, but I'm not. And then Thor Ragnarok. Again, I have the Mondo versions of all these, and they don't really need to stay in the collection. They were literally taking up space. And then kind of moving on to a couple other ones, I have the Bad News Bears on DVD, along with this movie Rhapsody on DVD. Honestly, both these I picked up at the Salvation Army. They might just end up going back there. We also have a little lending library in front of our house. I may just put them in there, but I got them because they had really good cases, and I had other DVDs that did not have good cases, and I got them each for $1. So these probably aren't going to go to try and sell, but I'm just going to donate them to either a lending library or send them back to the thrift store. NewsRadio. This is one I bought a few weeks ago, and I bought it because I wanted the interior case because of my Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip case that was broken, and then I found out there's more than one case broken, so I used the one case in here because it holds 2 discs, and all the Studio 60 hold 2 discs. So I'm gonna send this back from whence it came to the place down the street. And then this is a series I'm hoping to upgrade. I have I think it's the first 5 seasons of Entourage all on DVD. I did not end up collecting the entire set because I think I ended up buying seasons 6 and 7. I think those were the last 2 seasons on iTunes back in the day. So I didn't finish the physical media collection. And I know they have a Blu-ray set, and that's one I'm on the hunt for. I've actually had these listed on eBay for probably 3 years now, and they've never sold. And you can see they take up a chunk of space. So I'm going to take them out, see what I can get for them, get them out of my collection. And to be perfectly honest, hopefully get the Blu-ray set. Up next is a steel sealed copy of Jurassic Park on 4K. I just upgraded to the Steelbook with the trilogy of movies in it. and don't need this anymore. I got this, I think, probably during one of Amazon's 2 for whatever, 2 for 22 or whatever sale, 3 for 30, whatever sale someone was having. So I got this, and I just never sat down and watched it yet. And since they just released a Steelbook with all 3 movies, which I didn't own the other 2, I went ahead and upgraded that, and so I don't need to keep this. Another sealed copy is Tenet. I own this on digital and I'd watched it not that long ago, but again, I got it on a sale, but then my friend from Michigan was purging some of his collection and he had the Tenet Steelbook. I got that for a really good price, and I don't need the 4K Steelbook and the 4K Amaray of this, so this one is going to a new home. Silver Linings Playbook on Blu-ray. This is kind of funny because I keep an app that I use to track on what movies that I own so I don't buy duplicates, and I bought the duplicate. I don't know why I was so sure that I did not own this movie, but I was at the flea market literally in the last couple weeks, and I saw this. I was like, oh, I don't own this one, and so I bought it. And then I got home and realized I do own it, so it's gonna go find a new home. Oppenheimer on 4K. This one I bought, watched, and then I was at Walmart not that long after it came out and saw the Steelbook version of it sitting on the shelf, and I knew that was kind of getting hard to find at the time. So I debated and debated and I ended up buying it, and I left that sealed on my shelf because I was like, do I want to keep it? Do I want to keep it? And then as I've kind of been able to collect more of my Christopher Nolan Steelbooks, I decided I don't need to keep this one, that I'll just keep the Steelbook instead. And so this one is also finding a new home. And you'd think I'm not a Christopher Nolan fan because I'm also chucking back a still sealed copy of Inception. Again, I own all these on digital, so that's why a lot of them aren't open. But I got this again on another sale, and then I think it was Zavvi that recently put the Inception Steelbook back in stock, and so I got that. And instead of, I generally don't get rid of stuff, especially from Zavvi, until I physically have it in hand because I've had orders canceled from there after a period of time. And I'm hoping to get all the Christopher Nolan movies on Steelbook. I have through them the Dark Knight trilogy ordered, but it hasn't arrived yet. And I have the set literally over. I'm looking at the 4K set of the Dark Knight trilogy over there. And again, I already own them on digital, but I'd like that Steelbook. So I'm not getting rid of those until I have that one in hand, but I do have this one in hand. So this one is going with the trio of Christopher Nolan movies to disc replay. And then the Martian on Blu-ray. Again, if you saw my last month's haul video, you'll know why this is going. I got this at half price books for $9.99. And then literally 3 days later, we went to a thrift store down the street from us and saw the 4K version with the Blu-ray, and I got it for $1. So literally within days, I upgraded this. So I'm going to take this back and try to get some of my money back. And then I'm going to do the trio of these at the same time. It's the Pirates Curse of the Black Pearl, Dead Men Tell No Tales, and At World's End, all on Blu-ray. I got all these, I believe, at the flea market, and this one you can obviously see I'm pretty sure it was a former library. Yeah, it used to be a library release. They all work fine, but I ended up getting the 4K box set edition with all 5 movies off Amazon, I think for like $40 or something like that. So I got a really good deal, and I just watched the first 3 movies not that long ago, and it was well worth the upgrade. And so I obviously don't need the Blu-ray versions of these anymore. Movie Wanted. I really love this movie, but Walmart released the Steelbook probably a couple months ago, maybe a few weeks, I can't remember now. But obviously I don't need this on Blu-ray and on the Steelbook. And then we have The Amazing Spider-Man and The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Again, this is another one. I got these, I think I bought these either last year or year before, when I just started kind of amassing my collection, rebuilding my collection that I had traded away a few years ago. Not traded away, but sold away. And I got these at the flea market, probably for $2.50 each. And then I got those Steelbooks, which if you have seen the other video on my channel where I upgrade the Spider-Man trilogy and these 2 Steelbooks with spine nameplates, I'll link that video either down below or up in one of the corners here. But obviously I did not need these 2 in addition to that set, so these can go away. And then if you watched my recent Disney movie video, which you can see the movies behind me, you'll know that I upgraded to the 4K editions of the Toy Story set, so I can get rid of Toy Story 4 and Toy Story. I don't need these anymore because I have them on 4K and they all come with the Blu-rays, so I have both versions. So these can go find a new home. Much like Andy's toys, we're sending them to a new generation. Sherlock Holmes and the Game of Shadows. Again, this was one that I upgraded to 4K sometime during some sale. I'm sure it was either Groove or Amazon or one of those places where it was selling and had a deal. And so I have both the Sherlock Holmes movies on 4K now, and so I don't need the Blu-ray. The Accountant on Blu-ray. This is another one. I really enjoy this movie. This movie provides me a lot of fun. I probably watch it at least once a year, sometimes a couple times a year. It might have taken the place of the movie Faster, which I've talked about on this channel a few times, as kind of the movie that I put on just when I don't know what else to watch and I just want something that I can just have on in the background. I really enjoy this movie, so I upgraded it to 4K again during a sale. So I don't need this Blu-ray anymore. And then finally, the movie Logan, which I really debated about this one because this one also comes with the noir version, but I got the Steelbook. Honestly, I've got the Steelbook from Disc Replay several months ago, and I've just been holding on to this. And I was waiting until my one buddy had come up for C2E2 this year, and because I thought he might want it, and I was like, I'll just give it to him. And he said he either already had it or he didn't want it. So it's just been sitting literally with all these other ones for that entire time. And so I decided to go ahead and part with it and let them find a new home. So that's my stack of movies that I am trading in. I'm guessing they're not going to take all of them, but at least they'll do a pretty big dent in my collection. But I think I probably, as a second part to this video, I'll show you what I picked up. What did I get for each of these? If they tell me what they get for each, or how much credit I got for the store and what I was able to pick up in that next video as well. Thanks everybody for watching today's video. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and don't forget, collect what you love.